Greetings, geeks and geekarellas. It is me. I am back, finally with decent light. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the Girl of Steel, Supergirl. Now, just spoiler warning, I am going to be going into spoilers for this episode, talking about the plot. So, if you hadn't seen the episode, go watch it and come back. But I will say this, unlike other recap reviews that I do on this channel, this one's going to be probably a little bit different. And you'll see why as we go along. The episode begins like right where we left off. And they like almost immediately find a way to inject Rain with something that splits Sam and Rain. And Sam looks like she's back to being Sam. And everything looks peachy keen. So Supergirl decides, hey, since everything's fine, I think I want to go home and live with my mom. At least for a while. Everyone's sad to see her go, but they understand it. Then, instead of doing the reasonable thing, which is have Mon-El stay behind, do full circle for his superhero arc, they decide to push some caramel bull crap. And he goes with her. Even though she still keeps on insisting that he's a friend. That's it. And I will get into something at the end, because I've got a theory revolving around this. And so what happens is, they get there, Kara runs into her best friend growing up, but her life is completely different. She's now head of their police force thing. She's married and with kids. And Justice Kara's starting to feel just a little bit unsettled, and maybe almost seems like she's missing the hero life. An accident happens at a construction site. Supergirl suspects something, but everyone tells her that she's crazy. Except for Mon-El. Like I said, we'll get to that later. And then while she's having dinner with her former best friend and her husband, clearly doing a double date, but without Caramel knowing, I guess you could say. But she sees the cloaked figure. Sorry, going back. After the accident, Kara saw a cloaked figure leave. We all think it's the High Priestess. And then she sees the cloaked figure at the dinner, goes to confront her. She's head of the flower shop, I think. And they say that she's innocent, but later we see Kara and Mon-El at like Kryptonian Botanical Garden. It starts playing the music from her dream from episode 1 this season. And then she tells him about it, and they're starting to get closer together. He tells her the truth about why he came back. and everything seems nice. Then one of the like searcher bot things comes in and starts firing at them. They escape, find botanist lady again, and she reveals that the high priestess is evil and that she's in charge of everything, and they go to run to the ship, and the high priestess stole the ship. High priestess gets to Earth, like the next scene, and Kovac is there. Cult dude. He gives her this glowing crystal that she juts into the Earth, creating this, I guess, what did they call it? Fortress of Solace, or whatever it was called. Supposedly Rain's Fortress of Solitude. Destitute, something. Fortress of Destitute. Something like that. I can't remember now. But anywho, we also see that she's not alone, and boom, the episode ends. Now, that seems like a short episode. And that's because I've been kind of purposefully avoiding the big subplot for the episode, which is Guardian working with the DEO to find a shooter who has DEO level grade weapons. This is, I don't know how to tackle this, so hate to say it, but I think I'm just gonna basically avoid it. It's heavy-handed gun law subplot, like even more than last time they handled gun stuff. Because they're Supergirl, they're not against it. But this time was really heavy-handed. To me, it seemed like someone behind the scenes said, hey, Supergirl's supposed to be like the shining light of hope and all of that. Yet you have guns in the show. The DEO have guns. And so this was their way of phasing it out. Because they even end with the episode saying that they're going to phase it out. And honestly, I only have two things to say about the... Because I'm not going to get into my personal views about guns. And in order to cover it, you kind of do. And so that's why I'm not really going to cover it, but I am going to say two things. I'm going to say three things. One, I think they overdid it and it was overhanded. Two, while I didn't really care for the subplot, I did like to see James/Guardian working with the DEO. That was nice to see. I liked that. And three, I liked the final speech at the end that Jean tells to the shooter, because it's double speech for a personal thing that he's going through with his dad, and his dad dying and needing to preserve his memories before he died, before they completely slip away from him. Which, that was really good. I really liked that, but I don't know how to get into it. Also, I'm kind of still on the same track about the gun stuff. But anywho, I did like his speech, his little double meaning speech, but I chalk that down mostly just to David Haywood's awesome acting. Fun fact for you guys, long before he was in Supergirl, he was one of the people that was up for the 11th Doctor on Doctor Who. He was on the short list with Matt Smith. Fun fact for you. But anywho, I did, for the most part, like this episode, but it was very problematic. Kind of something that you could say for the whole season. Oh yeah, I said I was going to get back to the Mon-El thing. I have never been a Caramel fan. I've seen them IRL. Chris Wood, I believe that's his name, and Melissa Benoist. They're cute IRL. But I've never thought that they had much chemistry on the show, and they've even addressed it in season 2. He was a dickbag. And season 3, he's a better person, and I like Mon-El, but I don't like them together. But after watching this episode, I have a theory. Because all throughout the whole main plot that I went through, they kept throwing in things like showing that Mon-El was a hero without even bragging about it to Kara. He gives her his Legion ring on her ring finger, by the way. And I think that they're doing all of this to build up to the death of Mon-El. I think Caramel's going to get together officially in the finale, and then he's going to officially die. I know that sucks, but I think that's what they're doing. And I will say 2 last things. One, they also in this episode heavily hint at Alex adopting Ruby. I mean, really. There were several examples of them hinting at that, including Alex going to an adoption website. And then 2, I may have told you guys this before, but while watching this friend of the show, Mr. J's Reviews, he and I talk on Facebook during some of these shows. Like live talk with each other on Facebook. And he brought up an interesting point. They really don't know how to get over Kryptonian threats. I mean, they did Rain this season, but Rain was like a Kryptonian-esque character, and now we've got multiple evil Kryptonians on Earth. So, hopefully next season they can get over that. But anyway, I would go more into detail, but I've probably been talking for too long. I mean, I checked my watch, but I don't have one. Anywho, thanks for joining me. Tune in Wednesday for Reverie. And to all of those who watched my Reverie review last week, thank you. That got surprisingly good views, at least for me. So thank you all, and thank you for watching. Till next time, and beyond.